People, you're welcome back to my channel. So in today's production, we'll be making quality transparent multi-purpose liquid soap. This liquid soap is the old school type of liquid soap. This particular liquid soap is the one we all know initially as the main liquid soap before everybody begin to DIY one reason or the other. But this is the old school liquid soap. This liquid soap, one thing I love about it is that it lasts and lasts in your house without going bad. Once you preserve it well, it can stay for years. So that is one thing I like about this. It doesn't spoil, it doesn't smell, it doesn't change color, neither does the preservative fragrance fade with time. So you need to watch this video if you usually have problem making your liquid soap. I've got so much complaint on liquid soap, and I'm sure in this video it's gonna solve them all. So we'll start by dissolving all our items. So I'll set this container aside and I'll bring in this. First of all, you measure your water according to the quantity you are gonna make. So today we'll just be making a little. From there, you can increase the batch according to the quantity you want to make. So today we'll be measuring out our water. So just have your 10 liters of water if you're making 10 liters aside. From there, you scope all your water you'll be needing for the production. So here, I'll just empty into this container my soda ash. So this is a cleansing agent and helps to clean all dirt off your laundry as well as your dishes. This is a multi-purpose liquid soap you can use for mopping off your floor, washing off your dishes, or washing off your clothes. So this is so good. So first start by soaking or dissolving all your powders. So when you add soda ash to water, please endeavor to stir immediately. If not, it will cake and it will be very hard for you to dissolve. Stir and make sure you properly stir it before setting that aside. So I'll set it aside now and I'll bring in another of my container. So I'll be using this and I'll add water to it. So here I'm dissolving my SLS, and the quantity of this SLS is 227. You can use between 227 to 250. So add this to your water. Also use as low as 200 for this production and it will still work. In short, I have a percentage on this. So the SLS is also a foaming agent and will help to the soap to lather greatly. Make sure you dissolve very well. So to dissolve SLS very well, you need to add more water than the SLS. Make sure that the water needed for the dissolving is more. Since you already have your water set aside, you don't need to begin to measure the water you need for this. After all will be going into the production. So you come stir from time to time to make sure your SLS is well dissolved. So set this aside also. And we get another container. Here we add water also. From the 1 bucket of water, 10 liter water I set aside, I'm scooping water into this container. So here I'm adding in my caustic. This is also a cleansing agent and will help to remove dirt off your fabric. So here I'm making use of 50 grams, which is just what you need for this production. You can use less. So be careful when you work with this particular one. so that it doesn't get into your eyes. So stir this up. And if you don't want your liquid to be cloudy, you need to allow this to cool off immediately. And to hasten this caustic, I am going to drop the bottom of this into ice water now. So stir it very well. Then set it aside and let it cool off. So next will be to combine our Texapon and our sulfonic acid. These two agents are also foaming agents, and this, you need to combine it together. Texapon is not easily dissolved in water. It will dissolve, but it will take a long time. That is why you need to empty my Texapon into this container. So in this production, you can use between 200 to 300 grams of your Texapon. Just make sure you add enough to lather, since you want your liquid soap to actually lather. So this is very nice. So you empty it completely into it. So we'll empty this into that. This is about 400 grams. But you can use less than this. You can use 300 grams of this into this. So we stir it together to combine. The sulfonic will help to break down the Texapon. You can see how broken it down. So I'll stir more. So I'll set this aside and dissolve our color in little water. Don't just add your color directly like that. Always dissolve your color. If not, the color will not be well distributed in your liquid soap. So dissolve your color. So I'll be dissolving half of this color, as I only needed 10 grams here. So while these things are dissolving, I'll bring in this container because I want to now dissolve my thickener, which is my nitroso. You can make use of Pack R, that is anti-so. You can make use of Milocell. Whatever thickener is available to you, you can make use of. So you add water to this. So out of my 10 liters of water, I'll be pouring into this some quantity of water, just much that this container can carry. And I will set it aside. Here I have little water remaining, and I will empty my thickener into this water. Here you can make use of 100 grams and making use of less than, but you can make use of 100 grams. The quantity here is just 75 grams, but you can make use of 100. You can make use of 70. You can make use of just 1% of your production is a thickener. I don't know how else to explain. So once you add everything, some of you will just add it and go their way, thereby coming back to nitroso. So make sure that when you add into plenty water, the magic is to use plenty water, and once you add, you stir them up so that it can absorb water immediately and begin to dissolve. So that is what I just did now. So now we finished dissolving all that needs to be dissolved. We'll just give it about 10 to 20 minutes for everything to be fully dissolved and for our caustic to cool down. Then we'll come back to the production, guys. So after leaving them for 10 minutes, it's time to combine them. So here you start off by lifting and pouring into a bigger container your dissolved nitro soap. So from that water, I'm still taking a little more to restuff this container. So into this, I'll be adding in my sodium hydroxide, also known as lye. So this will go ahead to break up the remaining of the nitro soap. So be sure to stir at any point any item you add. Take your time to stir them. Looking at this, you can see that the consistency here has changed. It has thickened up. So when you combine your lye solution to your nitro soap, there is this reaction that will take place and it will thicken up. I don't know whether you are seeing that, but it has thickened up to some extent. So into this, I'll be adding in my light ash, also known as soda ash. So I'll add this into this. Just add it bit by bit and stir. Don't need to rush. Just add and stir. So you mix that in. What I poured, I whisked the containers and I added into it to stir to make sure they are combined, fully combined. So after this, I'll go ahead and add in my SLS. And this is one of my foaming agents. So just leave it standing for 10 minutes and it will be fully dissolved. Just be sure to have enough water and you get it fully dissolved. So that is what I have in here now, a fully dissolved SLS. So it is time to add in the hexapon sulfonic acid mixture. These two are foaming agents and we are adding them in bit by bit. This is now so thick. That's thickening up. Still with the water from the same container. If it's those days when you mix and want to produce 10 liters of liquid soap, you end up getting 12 to 13 liters. But because of the prices of things, they tend to reduce the quantity you are giving. The we shall survive. So here you need to be careful on the quantity of water you add. If I will advise you start with 9 liters. So you know whether to add or not to add more water. Because they reduce whatever quantity. If it is before, you need to work with 12 liters. But now, always start off with 9 liters. So if it is thick, you add. So you can see how thick our liquid soap is. So I'll go ahead and add my preservative to this. So I dissolved my sodium benzoate and set aside. You can see well dissolved. You can use any preservative of choice. This will help to preserve this product. Here I made use of 1% of my production, and this will be fully preserved, guys. I don't like working with formalin because it is cancerous. Methyl paraben or any other preservative, optifine, you can also make use of just any one, German plus if you have the money for that. But here I'm using my sodium benzoate to add, and we stir it up. Let me also add my fragrance, but I would prefer that I add it immediately. If you are selling, add immediately before bottling so that you lock in the fragrance. When it has cleared up and became transparent, that is why I'll be going ahead to add it now. So to add in your, you can see how thick. So to add in your fragrance, just scoop a little like this and empty your fragrance of choice. Fragrance of choice. Please select good fragrance, especially the fruity fragrance. Select them. Add this right into that. Into a scooped liquid soap, then you stir it up. If you add it directly, it can go ahead to loosen your liquid soap. You can see how loose this is. So please always add to small quantity. Add to small quantity first and mix. Then you gently introduce it into the main batch. Okay guys, hope you understand what I did. I'm still adding. So it's now time to gently introduce into the main batch. This smells so fruity, guys. So you stir it. Be sure to stir very well. Be sure to stir very well before setting aside. I will divide this into two. I want one with color, while the other without color. The one without color we'll use solely for washing of whites. So let me divide them now. So now here is the liquid soap. I pour them into this container to enable me to add color to one, and this one will be without color. So here is my color. Let's add them before leaving them to settle down. So here is my color now. So I'll go ahead and add here. Please minimize the ingredients you add to your liquid soap so that you can make your gain. Not every ingredient you add. Oh, they say this one STPP is good, you add. They say this one is good, you are adding. Sodium sulfate is there. Every damn thing you are buying. Where is the gain now? If you have used all your money to buy one item or the other, where then is your gain? So you mix in the color, and now it will be time to set it aside. Do you see? So I'll set this aside and we'll come back after some hours to know how transparent it is, guys. So we'll return to this soon. And here is it after leaving it undisturbed for undisturbed overnight. It came out so pure, so thick. This is so thick, guys. Did you see that? So thick. Just take a look at it when I drop that in. See how thick this is. So thick, guys. Did you see that? It came out so thick. This will bring joy to your heart if you make this yourself, one, you made this yourself, there will be enough liquid soap in your house to wash, to clean, and to clean the floor, wash the dishes, your toilet. You use the same liquid soap for your clothes. Men, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. It is so thick. Check out the thickness, guys. Check out the thickness. Wow. Wow.